The silver tsunami is the greatest transfer of economic power we will see in the next 20 to 30 years. America is entering one of the largest transfers of economic power in modern history. Every day, roughly 10,000 Americans reach retirement age. By the end of this transition, more than 80 trillion in wealth is expected to move from baby boomers to younger generations like myself through inheritance, business succession, real estate transfers, investment portfolios, estate planning. And that's important because wealth doesn't just move through the economy. Wealth shapes the economy. Ownership determines investment decisions. Investment decisions influence industries. Industries influence jobs, and jobs shape communities. And I'm trying to get out the bricks. So when trillions of dollars change hands, the impact goes far beyond individual families. What we're witnessing is a redistribution event. For decades, baby boomers accumulated an extraordinary amount of economic influence. They benefited from rising home values, long bull markets, business ownership, retirement accounts, and decades of economic expansion. For those assets, now those assets aren't disappearing, they're moving. Some will be inherited by younger generations. Some will flow into healthcare and long-term care industries. Some will be managed by financial institutions. Some will be donated through philanthropy. And some will be spent during retirement and never transferred at all. But regardless of where the money goes, one thing is clear. Economic power is changing hands, and wealth is only one part of the story. There's another transfer happening at the same time: knowledge. For years, economists have warned that retiring baby boomers can create labor shortages across the healthcare, manufacturing, transportation, education, skilled trades, and professional services. But replacing workers is often easier than replacing experience. When someone retires, they don't just leave behind the job, they take relationships, financial memory, institutional memory, leadership skills, operational knowledge built over decades, and many organizations aren't prepared for that. The same thing is happening with business ownership. Millions of small businesses across the United States are owned by aging entrepreneurs approaching retirement. Some will be lost, some will be sold, some will be inherited. Others may close entirely because no successor can be found, which means a quiet ownership transition is happening beneath the surface of the economy. In many communities, the question isn't whether wealth exists. The question is who controls it next. Housing tells a similar story. For decades, home ownership was one of the primary ways baby boomers built wealth. As those homes eventually transferred to heirs or enter the market, housing inventory, affordability, migration patterns, and local economies could all shift in response. And when you zoom out, an even larger pattern begins to emerge. This isn't just about retirement. It's about succession, business leadership, corporate leadership, political influence, media ownership, family wealth, institutional control. Many of the systems shaped by baby boomers over the last 50 years are entering transition simultaneously. That's why the silver tsunami is often misunderstood. People focus on aging. The real signal is reallocation. A generation that accumulated enormous amounts of capital, knowledge, ownership, and influence is beginning to pass those assets to the next generation, being mine and Gen X. Some organizations will struggle with labor shortages, succession planning, and knowledge loss. Others will recognize the shift early and position themselves to acquire businesses like myself, manage inherited wealth, attract talent, and build infrastructure needed for an aging population. The transition is coming. Matter of fact, it's already happening. One of the most important economic questions of the next 20 years may not be how much wealth is being transferred. It may be who's prepared to receive that wealth. I'm prepared. You feel me? That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. You dig? Ha!